Capital News tonight. The National Examination Council of Tanzania, NECTA, has released the Form 6 exam results for 2019. Livestock keepers' settlements destroyed by fire in Babati. And in sports, 20 youth soccer players fly to Sweden. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. The National Examination Council of Tanzania, NECTA, has released the Form 6 exam results for 2019. Announcing the results, the Executive Secretary of NECTA, Dr. Charles Msonde, in Unguja, Zanzibar, shows that the pass rate has gone up by 0.74 from 97.58% in 2018 to 98.32% in 2019. Kisimiri Secondary School in Arusha was the top performing school with the best Form 6 results.
Tukichukua watahiniwa wote,
the total number of candidates who sat the examination, both private and those from secondary schools, is 88,069 candidates have passed, equivalent to 98.32%, 37,219 female, 37,219 female candidates, equivalent to 99.11%, and 50,850 equivalent to 97.75%. The Examination Council today in its meeting has decided not to release the exam results of 20 candidates who had fallen ill so that they can have the chance to sit for the exams in May 2020. The Examination Council has also decided to nullify exam results of 14 candidates, 9 secondary school candidates and 5 private because of cheating. The Council would like to commend invigilators, committees for a job well done. Nonetheless, the Council would like to commend invigilators committees for a job well done.
More than 300 people from the livestock keeping community from Vilima, Vitatu, Maweni and Gorei villages in Babati district, Manyara region, have become homeless after their homes were destroyed by fire on claims that they had built along animal routes in Burunge Community Conservation Area. The chairman of Vilima Vitatu village, Belela Rasto, said that the land had been allocated for settlement and animal grazing, but they are surprised by the recent events.
Some people came and set our house on fire. They asked us to leave because this area is now a reserve area. Today there is a big loss in the 34 homesteads which had been set alight. Where are we to take these people? It is not the intention for the people to suffer. We condemn this act and we ask Honorable President, who cares for those with no voice, to hear their cry. Their houses have been burnt down, yet they were born here.
A woman identified as Latifa Dadi, who was among 2 women and 1 child kidnapped from Mtole village in Palma district, Mozambique, has been found at Mkonge village in Mozambique and after escaping her captors. This was revealed by the district commissioner of Mtwara district, Evod Nanda, when he toured the village to inspect development projects.
I would like to say that 2 women were kidnapped on the Tanzanian part of the border, and then they were taken by their captors to an area called Mkongo in Mozambique. Now, one of them was able to escape their captors, and she walked through the forest in search of a hospital. The injured woman managed to reach our village, where she met a woman who was shocked to see her.
By working closely with the people, we were able to bring back 10 dead bodies and the injured 9. We crossed over and had a discussion. Now we are working together in joint operations. I ask the citizens to have confidence in their government, and this is why we're collecting intelligence, and we will continue to investigate until the culprits can be brought to justice.
Hundreds of residents from Karagwe District, Kagera region have turned up at the funeral of Florence Ndibalema, who was among 5 employees of Azam Media Limited who perished in the road accident which occurred at the Shilui area, Iramba District, Singida region on Monday. The burial at Miti village was led by the District Commissioner of Karagwe, Godfrey Mheluka, who delivered a message of condolence on behalf of President Dr. John Pombe Magufuli.
Jambo kubwa alioniachia Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
What Honorable President of United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, insisted upon was on peace. It is easy to lose and very costly to restore. And that peace begins at home. And it is the legacy left behind by the founding father of our nation, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere. My brother was very sociable. He used to advise me on a lot of issues, as well as my young brothers and the community as a whole.
May God rest his soul in peace. Amen. Now, again, 2 employees from Azam Media Limited who were involved in a road accident on Monday in Singida region and transported to Selian Referral Hospital in Arusha are recovering well. The 2 employees, Mohammed Minde and Artus Masawe, are under careful observation of specialist doctors at Selian Hospital. Speaking via telephone, the Director General of the hospital, Dr. Paul Kisanga, said both of them are making good recovery progress.
They've woken up today much stronger and are able to speak, and their health has improved to a large extent. They operated on yesterday to repair broken bones. We're waiting for them to stabilize more so we can operate on other areas that need attention.
A landing trial of aircraft has been implemented at the new Terminal 3 of Mwalimu Nyerere International Airport in Dar es Salaam. Air Tanzania's Dreamliner aircraft was used for the test flight in an event that was witnessed by the Minister of Infrastructure, Transport and Communication, Engineer Isaac Kamalwe. The new Terminal 3 is expected to be used by leaders and visitors attending the 39th Southern Africa Development Community SADC Summit.
I would like to say that by next Monday or Tuesday, we will have finished these trials and other procedures. Also, I would like to reveal that on July 17th this year, the first plane to use the newly expanded Terminal 3 of the Julius Kambarage Nyerere International Airport will take off and head for Mumbai, India. Regarding Terminal 3, I would like to say that we expect to provide services to more than 6 million people per year. And just like the Minister said, we shall continue with our trials and carry out our first live test on July 17th this year. In addition, I would like to note that in August we shall begin to provide services to international aircraft as well.
President Dr. John Magufuli has said the government has taken deliberate measures to protect coffee farmers by providing funds in order to empower cooperatives to buy coffee at profitable prices, and that private buyers from in and out of the country have also been allowed to buy coffee by adhering to procedures. President Magufuli made the remarks when addressing residents in Kiaka, Ramishenyi, Kimondo, Muleba and Kiamurwa in Kagera region while en route to Chato in Geita region.
But buyers who are interested in buying coffee from here, they have not been refused. But they must do so at a good price. They must communicate to regional government So they can come even if they would like to buy at 2,000 per kilogram. No one is restricted, but they must not buy for less than 1,500 to 1,600, which is the global price, so that the remaining percentage should go to the municipal council, warehouses, processing costs, etc., and the remaining to go back to farmers as second payment. I declare today to anyone who would like to buy coffee from Tanzania, whether from Uganda or Kenya or Europe, so long as they offer a good price to our farmers, to do so.
Youth should not be deterred from achieving their goals and should always want to learn. This was said by the legendary Queen of Africa, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, at the second Zanzibar International Film Festival, where she has been conducting various workshops along with other film and entertainment stakeholders. Now, moving on, a sports journalist from Global Publishers, Ibrahim Mresi, who died yesterday in Dar es Salaam, has been laid to rest at Kinyerezi Cemetery. The brother of the deceased, Mresi Said, said that his brother had died after becoming sick a few days ago.
Tumepata pigo kwa sababu
this is a big blow because he was a new reporter. Coming up, we have a tradition of bringing new young talents and was nurtured by us and even did his field here.
Na pia tunawashukuruni nyinyi wote.
I commend all of you for coming to be with us today and his place of work. Our brother was loved by many.
Anafanyia kazi.
May God rest his soul in peace. Amen. And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly. And in international news, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, in Kenya says it has recorded success in the recovery of stolen assets worth 2.7 billion Kenyan shillings in the last 4 months through alternative dispute resolution. EACC Chief Executive Officer Twalib Mbara made the statement during the 3rd Africa Anti-Corruption Day commemoration in Nairobi. In a period of the past 4 years, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has recovered 2.7 billion Kenya shillings stolen from public funds, comparing to 1 billion that was recovered in the last 5 years.
The governments to create, enhance, and enforce.
We urge governments to create and reinforce legislation of embezzlement and economic sabotage crimes, as well as ending companies that are corrupt in Africa. Owners of buses and owners of bus companies in Rwanda have been called on to provide road safety education to drivers in order to prevent accidents. Drug abuse, alcohol, and lack of education on road safety are said to be causes of road accidents in Rwanda. Drugs are involved in one way or another in causing road accidents. Secondly, some people do not go to driving schools, ending up causing accidents due to poor uses of roads. If the motorcycle drivers and bus owners will help us in teaching their drivers on issues of road safety, including driving without any influence of whether alcohol or drugs, then we shall succeed in reducing road accidents. Nomadic livestock keepers at Tana River along the coast of Kenya have been warned against the use of customs and traditions which undermine the girl child's rights. The Deputy Commissioner of Tana River County, Paul Wanyonyi, has said many girls aged 14 have been married despite it being a violation of the law.
Lakini kuna makubaliano ya kwamba kuna mambo fulani uweze kusuluhisha na hiyo maslahi system.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after the break. We'll be right back.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think how cost effective are you going to be.
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. More than 5 tons of burnt cosmetics, baby powder, milk and food have been destroyed by fire at the main dump site at Mwangombe area in Tanga. The coordinator of food and cosmetic safety in Tanga, Alice Maungu, said that the operation is being implemented to control burnt goods entering the market. These are implementations of 2018 action plan of following up on banned products for human consumption. These products are the ones which have been seized after several inspections in shops. The products include food products, cosmetics and infant milk which entered the market illegally. Experts on business issues from Trademark East Africa have said that many complaints on trade barriers among member countries of the East Africa community have been contributed by transportation and inspection systems used at custom stations in the countries.
Tungependa kuona Lake Victoria.
We would like to see a revival of transportation routes on Lake Victoria, as well as issues of taxes, standards and expand a trade within the region. Also, we will discuss on value chains in textile industries so that we can increase exports in the region.
Na tukipata angalia vile marais wenyewe.
If we look at our presidents are communicating closely in expanding trade sector and private sector so that to improve the East Africa community. This program will be implemented fully so that in the next 3 years we want to see growth of trade from 20% to 50%. Researchers from Tropical Pesticides Research Institute TPRI have said more measures are needed to ensure farmers and agriculture stakeholders get correct education on a proper use of pesticides used to destroy pests on crops. With the government's target of achieving industrial economy, we're expecting 80% of agricultural produce must be processed in the country. We shall end up processing crops which still has pesticides and ending up with poor quality products and will fail to meet health standards for human consumption. We are here to rectify pesticide issues so that in a year or two Tanzania will have farmers who are adhering to stipulated procedures. And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
Welcome back, and in sports news. More than 20 talented players have left for Sweden on a 20-day tour with parents urging TFF to make sure their records are kept for later use.
Tuna compete na timu zingine kwa ajili ya kombe.
The Far El Jadid striker Simon Msuva has visited and handed gifts to children suffering from hydrocephalus and spina bifida at Muhimbili Hospital in Dar es Salaam, and urged other institutions and public figures to support them.
First of all, I thank the director, Muhammad Said, who deals with Afya Company. I got these things there and presented them here. So I ask other companies to come forward and provide assistance like this to support us players and public figures so that we can provide help.
Tunisia striker Wabi Kazri has stated he is unsure of how he will be deployed by coach Alain Griez in Thursday's quarter-final tie at the Africa Cup of Nations against Madagascar. Here's more on the story.
Kazri suffered a thigh injury in the last group game against Mauritania and required extra rest to be able to make an appearance in Monday's round of 16 tie against Ghana. Ahead of undoubtedly the biggest game in the history of Madagascar, coach Nicolas Dupois will be glad he does not have any major injury worries about his team. Marco Ilamahadritra is back in contention for place after missing the round of 16 win over DR Congo. Midfield dynamo Pascal Razanakantenaina will no doubt keep his starting berth. In attack, Kaloros Adrimatsinoro, who has 2 goals to his name so far, is expected to start alongside Faneva Ima Andriatsima and Lalaina Nomenjanahari, who both have a goal to their names.
Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are now officially with the Los Angeles Clippers. Moves that brings both of them back to their native Southern California. Here are more details.
It may not be forever. Both can become free agents now in only 2 years. The Clippers completed the blockbuster trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder on Wednesday, acquiring George for guard Shai, Gilgeous Alexander, forward Danilo Gallinari, and 5 first-round draft picks, along with the chance to swap draft places in other years. George can become a free agent again in 2021 if he chooses to exercise that option, and Leonard will be in the same situation as well. A person with knowledge of the situation said that the deal Leonard signed Wednesday is a 3-year max that could be worth nearly $110 million US, though the 3rd season is at Leonard's option. The person spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity because the Clippers did not release contract terms.
The Red Bull team principal Christian Horner believes his driver Max Verstappen would beat Lewis Hamilton in a straight fight on track. Here's more on the story.
Round in Austria, but Red Bull was still unable to match Hamilton's Mercedes team at the vast majority of tracks, and the pair have yet to regularly compete wheel to wheel. Horner, however, is confident that Verstappen, who is 21, and his team will be winning world championships in the future. When asked who he believed would be on top if Verstappen and Hamilton were in the same machinery, he was unequivocal. From what I see here and now, I would absolutely back Max, he said. The sport is crying out for more drivers like Max Verstappen.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.
On the decor this week,
tutakwenda tofauti kidogo. We're going to touch something on a decor, but it's going to be a very different decor. Wote tunajua frames ni nini. There are more different and unique ideas once it comes to frames.
wengi tangu zamani tumezoea frames ni sehemu ya kuhifadhi kumbukumbu. Kama mtu alikuwa na sherehe au alifanya harusi au kitu chochote kile ambacho anahitaji kufanya kumbukumbu, basi ataweka kwenye picha, ataweka ndani. Sasa hivi pia imekuwa sasa ndani imekuwa ni sehemu, sasa frames ni sehemu ya kulemba ndani.
Join us on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on your favorite channel, Capital TV.
This week on Out and About.
Jina la mwiduka ina maana kuwa ni bidhaa ambayo ina thamani kwa sokoni au ni wadukani. Tumefanya la mwaka huu Sauti za Busara 2019.
Unaona, nilipofika hapa pa kufikia pakawa hamna na pa kula, yani makazi yakawa hamna, tukawa tupo kama hatupo, yani hatueleweki yani. Unaona, kwa tulienda kulala mtoni.
Catch us this Saturday at 9 p.m. only on Capital Television, your channel of choice.
Hello and welcome. This is Captured. It's a weekly show where we meet and talk about the trended stories of this whole entire week. My name is Khadija Zimbwe and I'm not alone in the studio. I'm accompanied with my fellow co-hosts Nancy Masengo and Sebastian Koloa. Now, starting of what has actually happened this week. It's been 2 weeks after Charles Njagua, famously known as Jagua, MP from Starehe in Kenya, kuongea mambo ya xenophobia, kukataa foreigners in Kenya. Now, apparently this week he has been released on bail, ambayo alilipa cash ya 500,000 Kenya shillings. And in the meantime, President Uhuru Kenyatta paid a visit to our very own John Pombe Magufuli in Chato. And this is what he had to say.
Na ndipo tuko hapa kuimarisha huo urafiki. Ndio tuko hapa kusisitiza ya kwamba mataifa yetu mawili ni mataifa ambayo yamebarikiwa na Mwenyezi Mungu kwa rutuba